Hey y'all, and Merry Christmas. I hope y'all are having a great day. I just wanted to come on because I have been cooking since yesterday morning, Christmas Eve morning. It is Christmas now. And I am just chilling at home, watching the game. People have been coming and going here and getting their food, just different family members, and my mom is actually out delivering food. I hope y'all had a wonderful Christmas. I'm having a good Christmas. I'm tired overall, but I'm relaxed and rejuvenated. Lord, I just realized my mama left her purse here. Jesus. Um, so I'm here chilling at home. Um, if you watch my other channel, my Hey Cousins channel, you will see, you normally see me and two other cousins. It's just me on this channel today, and I just wanted to come on and talk a little bit on Christmas about Married to Medicine. Since we are not gonna have Married to Medicine this coming Sunday, and I didn't do a review yet because it's Christmas Eve. I mean, it's been Christmas planning since Sunday, the night that the show came on, and then you working all your little jobs, and you still gotta get Christmas gifts. You still gotta plan and cook for Christmas and all that. So, child, here I am. It's Christmas night, girl. I had to remember what day it was because I'm thinking today is like Wednesday, but yesterday was Wednesday, and then I'm like, oh, tomorrow is Friday. I'm My deer are all outside my window. I'm all discombobulated, girl. So today is Thursday. Um, so yeah, y'all getting this Married to Medicine review a little bit later. And just to let you know, girl, I do a lot of things. I may come on here to talk about hair. I may come on here to talk about my nails. I may come on here to talk about the shows or movies that I'm watching. It's just a variety of things. So what I'm going to do on my channel is kind of like categorize some things once I get some more videos up. And I will just like do a playlist of each topic that I'm talking about. And then y'all can just go in and pick and choose what stuff y'all want to talk about. If you want to look at hair and nails and stuff like that, go right ahead. Or I'll just put it in like as beauty, because I don't want to have too many playlists or whatever. But y'all can look at it and check it out. Anyway, so yeah, so this fourth episode of Married to Medicine was really good to me. It picked up where it left off at is with Brandy's party, and at Brandy's party, Contessa was clowning, being jealous. Simone was telling the people that she ready to get a divorce from her family, and Heavenly was sneak telling on herself to Simone, and Toya was checking Contessa and basically telling her, girl, you always complaining about your husband. And Quad brought up the thing that how many of y'all want to be married? But anyway, because there's some of y'all here that don't want to be married at the table. So that's when Simone got activated. So in this, they're telling Simone, don't be saying that and this, that, and the other. And I think Dr. Jackie told Simone that she'll pop her in the mouth. And I heard some other people online talking about that wasn't good for Jackie to say to Simone. She probably ain't gonna pop the lady in the mouth. They've known each other for well over 25 years, from my understanding. So they have been through some things, and I know she was being a mama to her. But if Simone like it, whatever, that's their relationship. I can't tell her how to talk to her friend, or I can't tell Simone how she should receive that. But if Simone was fine with it, I'm fine with it. So Simone was telling Heavenly that she just wants to, everybody in her house, the men in her house, she is just disgusted with because they don't appreciate her, They don't see how all the hard work that she's doing and putting in for the family, and they ain't doing jack. And now I know that her little young son, the youngest one, said that he had a I'm trying to make sure ain't nobody pulling up in my driveway. Um, he said he went online and said something about he had a job. It ain't 60K worth. He probably had a job that only paid him $20,000, and it ain't you ain't paid none of the you ain't paid the bill on the credit card because that's what your mama is for, right? Anyway, so Heavenly tells Simone that girl ain't none of this stuff. Hold on, y'all. I think we got a touchdown. Ain't none of this stuff. Dang. She said, ain't none of this stuff that you saying, you know, as bad as my stuff. Because what's going on in my house is way worse than your stuff. So then Heavenly and Simone go and sit down. And so Heavenly tells Simone that she is she hasn't talked to her son. Well, the reason why she ain't talked to her son because she said she fussed her son out, and she said, I don't do nothing. I don't do nothing quiet. I was cussing and yelling and stuff like that. And Simone was like, yeah, I understand. And she was, they kind of like had their own little moment. And Heavenly started to cry. And people have no idea. I can empathize with Heavenly and I can empathize with Simone. Because you do raise these children and they are a product or a representation of your parenting and of yourself. And so Simone is telling her about her youngest, and Heavenly, I'm trying to get these names right, even though I know them, but I'm trying to make sure I'm saying them right here. So that's where the pause comes from, y'all. But anyway, Simone is telling Heavenly about Michael, and then Heavenly says, well, girl, Alora is just the same. She is just as entitled, if not more, than your son. But Heavenly has said, girls are different than boys. Boys are built to be providers and looked at as providers and not somebody to be taken care of when you become a man. And this is true. So that's the deal with the entitlement stuff. So let's get on this Heavenly stuff. And her son got locked up, I think, in 2021 or 2022. I think it was 2022. So what it was, he got pulled over and arrested or whatever. And him and the officer, I think, got into some type of altercation. And he got arrested and went to jail. And Dr. Damon basically handled that and went down and did whatever he needed to do to bail his son out. And then supposedly later told Heavenly. Heavenly comes up this year, even last year. Like I said, I watched a video when people was telling Heavenly that her son had been arrested. And she was like, y'all damn lie. And she looked, she seemed to be honest, like genuine. So I don't think she knew then or whatever. But anyway, when Heavenly was saying that she, basically went off and she was telling Damon, do you think that, I forgot to tell y'all this, because she was saying that she hasn't talked to her son in months because when she went off on her son, he didn't disrespect her. He took whatever Heavenly had to say. But he left the house. He got some of his stuff and he left the house. And she ain't seen or heard from him since. Now, Dr. Damon has heard from their son. And he talks to him. I don't know if it's via text or phone call or whatever. But he talks to him. And I know that his spirit is hurt because his mama, that child, I think, is her baby when it comes to the boys. He kind of like her or whatever. I don't know. I can't remember. But I know she was saying one of them children out of the boys, anyway. So I said all of that to say, child, I understand exactly how Dr. Heavenly feel, because I have been that mother that be rah with my boy or whatever and telling my son this, that, and the other and da-da-da-da this or whatever. I have always told my son, if you get in any type of trouble, you need to call your dad. You need to call your father and your father's people. Just growing up with going to school at Jackson State and with his dad and his dad's family, I know that they're gonna take care of him. I didn't grow up like that. But when you have children, you if they get arrested, locked up, or whatever, in this day and time, especially with the Mike Browns, the Trayvon Martins, and I always think about my son and Trayvon Martin because they were so close in age, and just all the numerous accounts of young men, boys, and even older men, black boys being arrested, being taken by the authorities, whoever they're supposed to be protecting and serving. They don't always protect and or serve the majority of the citizens in this country. Um, and I'm saying all of that to say because my dad was a police officer and everything, but that doesn't still take away racism in this country. So my son has been arrested. My son has been pulled over by the police in front of me, or I've seen the aftermath of it here in my city. He did not get arrested or anything like that, did not get a ticket. It was late at night. We was all out or whatever. But just as a mother, when you see the police and when you see the gift that you carried for 8 months, 8.5 months, 9 months, it is horrifying. It is the most frightening thing as a mother. I could almost cry because it takes me back to seeing the police pull my child over at 1:30 or 2 o'clock in the morning. That wasn't the only thing. My son has been stopped and arrested. I think one time he was just hanging out with his homeboys, and because of the type of car he drives, of course, they want to check you or whatever. And I think he got either questioned that night or arrested that night for something. When I say something, it's usually like he didn't get his tags yet, or tags or registration or whatever, or then he ain't paid the fine for some ticket. He ain't paid on his ticket all the way, and then you get fined on that. So it's not. Then he had some marijuana on him. That would be like the most high crime, but it was still, all of these are misdemeanors, and it was just whatever he had to, or whatever when he for the marijuana, it was what he had enough for him to smoke. So it wasn't like any distribution or anything like that. Thank you, Jesus. But still, whether warranted or unwarranted, our children, our young men, our babies, our husbands, our dads, our uncles, our brothers get pulled, our children, our sons get pulled over by the police many, 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 many times because of the color of our skin. And it's so hurtful. And I appreciate my son, so with this episode, it totally hit home for me or whatever with Heavenly and her son being arrested. My son was actually arrested at the same time around the same time that we got to see this airing and all this other stuff, like last week or something like that. So I was like on pins and needles or whatever, but I wanted to be honest and talking about it because it's hurtful, it's scary, it's shameful, it's embarrassing. I know that my son is not a criminal. I know that he ain't no loafer or some low life or whatever. And just the same way, I understand Heavenly feel about her children. But at the same time, we have to teach our kids to not give people ammunition to stop you. It's almost like being incognito, right in plain sight, or being invisible in plain sight. because, it's just been the Lord's covering that has kept my son um, safe. Even though I haven't felt at times that he was safe, but it's definitely been the Lord that's kept him. So I say all of that to say to people that like to criticize people or whatever, you don't know what the scenario is for people or why people get pulled over and stopped and everything like that. We do know some reasons why, but at the same time, it doesn't mean that a person is classless. It doesn't mean that they're low browed or low class. It doesn't mean that they are criminals. It just means that they got stopped or whatever. And they may have committed a crime and they may not have committed a crime. But at the same time, as a black mother, it is so important for my child to be alive and be well and be protected. And when you can't protect your children, it is the most free falling feeling that one could have. And I don't mean to cry, but it's hard. Um, and like I would talk to his dad, my son's dad, and I think on one of my cousin episodes, I was like, I would love to have a husband like Damon because don't know, um, don't know mother wanted like mothers kind of be like worriers. Some of us, not all of us, and I'm one of those. Um, I don't like. I don't even like being involved in no paper stuff or whatever. So I try to keep my stuff on one side of the law or whatever. But it is just scary in this day and time in 2025, 2026. So I can imagine the fear that Heavenly had. I can imagine the angst that she threw out on her child, because I've had to pull back and not wound my child, but also tell them about, I have to calm down and then tell them my fears. Even though it could be outlandish, but I had to explain to my son, and I still have to explain to my son. And kids don't understand this until they become a parent. You can understand some things, but this right here, I can't even explain it to you. So I said all of that to say this is that, I'm going to give grace because I know I've been there and done that. But even still with things I don't know and don't understand, like with Dr. Mimi and her husband and their autistic son, you have to give grace, and it is so empowering. I hope that they are empowered. Dr. Mimi, even Dr. Simone, and even Dr. Heavenly, all showing all of these things in their family dynamics that's going on that are not really good. And that's dealing with our kids. Because if nothing else, if you're a good parent, all of this stuff is going to pull on your heartstrings one way or the other. Even I think about Toya's kids and how Toya was saying, her kids need their dad here and this, that, and the other. I do understand that it's an adjustment for them to be gone. I mean, for Dr. Eugene to be gone. And yeah, I'm moving because I don't want to sit up here and cry all the time. So I am moving around. So with Toya and Eugene, they had a talk about Eugene being gone and him working out of town, and then him being back here. And so they were like, she was saying, it's really hard on her and this, that, and the other. Well, people give her flack because she a stay-at-home mom. Some people give her flack because she a stay-at-home mom and her kids are like, I think preteens or young teenagers. That's when they need their daddy. But I do understand that Eugene is working 7 days. He's working 7 days and then he's off 5 days. So that gives him kind of like a good balance to be with the kids so they kind of understand what's up with their dad or whatever. And his kids, they seem like they are, he's more in tune with his kids than I've seen Cecil. I'll say the difference between Cecil and Eugene. Eugene is like a father. He and Dr. Damon seem more like a father and a dad to their children. Brother Cecil, he seemed like he their homeboy. And this is where the problem lies because y'all y'all men that have not grown up, you are creating piss poor men. Now I would tell you that my son's father is a helicopter parent. But in that, and he's a highway, what is it? My way or the highway type of parent too. But will I say that he don't love his children? Oh, he loves his children. He's good. To me, he's almost controlling at times. And he has gotten better. We've both evolved. We've both gotten better. I've evolved as a parent. Oh, Lord. I've evolved as a parent. He's evolved as a parent. And we have learned how to navigate and manage dealing with our children at the ages that they are. And we're still doing that. Said all that to say, have some grace for your kids. Kids, have some grace for your parents. And y'all, check out the next episode of Married to Medicine because I heard it's supposed to be too good. And it's your girl. I'll holler back at you soon. And Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, y'all. I hope y'all enjoy this video. And leave a comment down below if you understand what a girl is feeling. Leave a comment down below if you're a kid and you understand what the kids be feeling. And, and do you see your parents' anguish and agony? All right, I love y'all and Happy New Year. Have a blessed Christmas holiday. Have a blessed New Year's holiday. And I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace out.